Alrighty. Good morning, fellas. Yeah, I mean, so Saturdays and Sundays, as you can see in the schedule, are going to be at this time for the future, right? I just figured it's the better time for me and my family as well, because I can just finish this early in the morning and then I can just have a day with them. So that's basically the plan. The plan is that on the weekends, we hang out in the mornings, and then who knows, maybe I even stream sometimes in the weekend more than once. But I want to make sure that the morning is just spent on this, and then I can spend the rest of the day and night with my wife and kid and friends and so forth, right? But it's good to wake up and have energy and not be dead. So that's awesome to do this. How are you guys doing? How is life serving you? Not too bad. Good, great. Let me just see, what the hell do I have here? What is this crap? Modes, tools, caps lock, emote protection. Modules, what is this for? Heist minigame. Emote, allow viewers to trigger a combo by tapping a specific emote. Okay, I don't know what that is. Schedule. I'm good, man. I'm good. Loving my work, family. We had a event last night at my company. We all came with family and kids, so that was fun. Programmer Network, it's moving forward. That's all that matters. I have no timeline on this project. No matter what, like I said, I'm gonna push this through no matter how many years it takes. Fundamentally, as long as it's moving forward, as I always say, that's really all that matters. At the end of the day, that's really just let me just go through this very quickly before we start with the stream. It's going good. It's going forwards for sure. Patreon, open source, lurk, Dark Knight. The fuck is this? Hardware, guitar, GitHub, font, focus on, okay. Focus off, focus info, Discord, open source, schedule, stack, theme, terminal, tools, website, YouTube, great. All right, cool. That's awesome. All right, great. Numinex, I don't know if you saw it on Discord, but I finally, after a year of stream, I finally have a schedule that I wanna at least attempt to the best of my ability to follow, unless I actually don't feel like streaming, then of course I'm not. But the Saturday and Sunday streams are gonna be in the mornings like this, so I can actually spend the time with my kid and wife and friends for the rest of the day. Why is that? I see. Okay, so these are the actual. All right, cool. So let me go to my API a little bit. Okay, so let me just write some of the things I want to do in today's stream. How you doing, Numinex, buddy? How's life? So let's just say here, okay. Extend, let's just say here, extend the faker to generate rest of the missing data. Dimitrovich, my friend, good evening. Good day. Jesus Christ, man. I cannot need to get used to now having a daily stream. Okay, what do I want to do? So let me just have some go, good evening, Jesus. Okay, so generate fake data for meetup events. What else am I missing? Thoughts, experience, repositories, meetups. I guess I could do repositories. So generate fake data for repositories. Experience we already did. Thoughts, articles we already did, right? Is there something else that we're missing? Just because now we're kind of slowly getting close to. Okay. Okay, and then let's go more. Use cards component the following. Use. Can I do this maybe? Let me just save this. It's just the data that's generated in my front end, right? The data that you can already see, all of this data is generated by Faker, right? Let me just have some goals for this stream. Experience, repositories. Come on, dude. Where else? Meetups, I guess, as well. Let me just see if there's any more places for that. Then I guess over here as well, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Oh, the one that I bought for work? This one? Wait, where is it? That's super strange, man. I mean, my colleagues at work, all of them loved it a lot. This one, what it is that you didn't like? This one? Okay, well, I mean, fuck. Well, at least you can send it back. So at least that, man. Yeah, maybe. I think, I mean, I have several mechanical keyboards, and I can tell you that for the money, it's and this one isn't 60%. This is 75%, I think, 73%. I don't know. So it's not the 60% one. But yeah, if you like bigger keyboards, then for sure. Alrighty, fellas. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do, let's follow this to-do list. I actually wanna need to generate some meetup event data here. Create event, yeah. Alright, so I'll literally just grab this thing. What happened here? Did we? Oh, okay. Okay, so we're gonna go to our Faker. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this and that, just so we have this as an example. Hey, programmer, just stumbled. Thank you very much, man. I'm happy that you stumbled upon the stream. I'm happy. Keep in mind, I'm streaming both on Twitch and YouTube now, so just FYI. So I'm mostly talking to people on Twitch because that's where most people usually are. YouTube is not very good. I do not need, shit, fucking man, like, come on, dude. Stop with this fucking bullshit advertising, man. Jesus Christ, dude. Let me just ban this person immediately. Like, seriously, man, if you want to find work, you're not gonna find it by spamming people's YouTube streams, man. Jesus Christ, dude. Who does that? Who does that? Hey, man, I love your content. It's absolutely great. Oh, by the way, do you wanna give me money? Jesus Christ, dude. Come on. Like, I get that people want work, and I'm happy to. I mean, some people even got the job literally by me directly being their reference in this stream. But come on, man. You don't just be like, oh, hey, man, nice content. By the way, you want to pay me? Such a low fucking effort, man. Incredible. Low, absolutely low effort. Low effort. Given this controller and this faker class, generate a faker logic create event that will create several events per each meetup created. All right, let's see. This type of stuff. Catalin, thank you very much for the follow. So for this type of stuff, let's try to get over this faker crap very quickly, because I just need this data so we can also focus on these views. So I'm just going to try to generate this pretty much boilerplate stuff that we already have. This is what ChatGPT is literally. There's nothing more useful than this. So let's close this thing here, and where is create meetup? Let's just put it somewhere right below here, right? So let's see, create me array to hold all the events. Yeah, I don't know why it writes this relatively imperative code, but yeah, that's what it is. And let's see what assumptions it made. So faker lorem description, this is good. Stringified, great. Let's make sure we use these existing enums that we actually have. Is there visibility? Is there like type? Create event, create meetup. Visibility. Did it create visibility or not? That's weird. Oh, okay, because it's going to use the default, the public one, all right? Is there some other enum? Event types. Yeah, so I do have event types constant, right? So let's use that event type. And then I guess here we can just say, hey, use the event types from defined there. Yeah, meetup hackathon. Location types. Location type. Yeah, we're going to do the same over here. It has to use one of the predefined values. Is there something else? Location type, location. Location types, event types, visibility types. Yeah, so yeah, ironically we do have but it's okay. Okay, so that's great. Create an event in database using the fake data. This.models. Okay, so we actually do have that. That's good. Oh, okay, I see what it did. So it creates a bunch of promises here. Then it just does promise all here. Successfully created number of events from meetup ID. But did we actually associate it? Where is the here's the organizer ID and the meetup ID. Okay, I see. Now, okay, good. Great. So basically now we can use this technically in, yeah, that's actually good. So now whenever we create a meetup here, right? So where is the create meetup thing? Yeah, over here, right? Created meetup. We associate the user with that, right? I mean, maybe Donny, we can take a look at it. I don't think it matters, honestly. I don't care much because this is just our faker generator. I don't care much about details here. I mainly just care that it generates it, and I want to move on. But yeah, we can do this differently, of course. We can do this a lot more declarative and functional or not, right? So it doesn't really matter. Actually, Actually, I don't like this anyway. I don't like how ChatGPT generated this at all. And also this await here doesn't... Actually, we need to await because we're in a try catch. So actually what we're going to do, we can do this, right? Don't need this crap. We can return this. Actually, we don't even need that, but it's okay. So we'll await here. And what did this? How did this thing there? Organizer ID, meetup ID, and number of the events. Okay, so user ID created meetup ID. Let's try 10. Yeah. Okay, we'll see. Let's get to our Fastify thing. Let's equalize. Let's try this. Let's see what it does. Okay. I think Faker no longer has. It's not on random anymore. I think we use this elsewhere. It's on the helpers now, right? So it's faker.helpers basically, right? Okay, let's actually take a look at that. Meetup events. Did it create any? Not yet. All right. Let's try that again. Let's go over here. Let's do this. Let's kind of trigger it to regenerate stuff. Let's see now. Okay, almost. Meetup members that not okay, sure. Meetup members. I guess that's not the table name. It's meetup. Yeah, actually it is. This that models meetup members create. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the thing with what is it called? With our with this guy here, right? It didn't create the tables yet. All right. So we need to actually fix this anyway, right? This little force thing, right? Yeah, it's equalized. It's equalized. Okay, so here it is, right? Here it is. Okay, so we did create some events now. And yeah, let's see. So if we go into a meetup, there we go. Okay, great. So now we have, so this is the data we missed for the events feature, right? Let's see if it's actually, yeah, it is a valid event for sure. What else did we write here? So generate from meetup event and repositories, right? It's just so we can polish this finally. It's those last things that we, and then we can. So if I actually go to my profile, right? Yeah, let's just yeah. Even though so I don't have to sync them every single time, right? So let's just do this also very quickly. Meetup repositories. Meetup. Where is it? How did I call it? User repositories. Yeah, sorry. And what does the user repository has? ID, name, URL, description, created. Okay, cool. That should be okay. Let's just let's go to repositories, I guess, or user repository. Oh shit, I don't actually know where. I guess I'm doing that somewhere with the user table, right? I suppose repository. Yeah, user repositories. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's just give this to this bad boy here and say, hey, let's generate the faker method for the user repositories as well. Let's try to prime it a little bit more so we can just almost copy and paste. So what does it? So let's go to user model. Let's go to the controller here, and I guess we have some method or a function for that. Repo, yeah, sync GitHub repositories. Yeah, it's over here. Of course, I'm syncing these repos from GitHub, right? So let's just give it this. It doesn't really matter. Where's my water? Here it is. Cool. All right, cool. I mean, keep in mind that I'm not really using the default Sequelize. Sequelize has basically seed, right? Seeding and stuff. I'm not using these default seeds, right? So fundamentally, it would have been, let's say, if we are to be pedant or whatever you say, it would have been obviously more. It would be more Sequelize way if I use the actual Sequelize seeds, right? Because I could have technically generated all the data like this, but yeah, I don't actually. I don't like that. So I find it a little bit easier to do it with Faker, because yeah, I'm not under the constraints of. I'm not constrained by the Sequelize. Sequelize's underlying details and stuff, right? Okay, so where is this thing? So now, I guess when we create a user, so for each user, we want to do this crap, whatever. There's a bunch of stuff here. Nothing is really transactional. Who cares? All right, so let's just say, I don't know. Let's just put it maybe. Ah, shit. Wait, before we actually do that, I guess we need to. What do we have here? How does this class look like? Okay, so create thought. Okay, so let's just smack this thing somewhere, right? Now let's see what this fella did. So let's get rid of this. Simulate checking for sync cooldown. Yeah, we don't actually need to find the user. You don't need to simulate anything. A swimming method to check if the user already has synced. Yeah, we don't actually need that, so we don't need this business logic in here. We don't need a transaction. Yeah, we can make that async in fact. Just clean that up a little bit. Okay, doesn't like there's some syntax error somewhere, I think. Let's see where it is. We fucked something up in here, I believe. Yeah, we did. Okay, let's revert that slightly bit until it's on. Ah, okay. So that was it. All right, cool. Okay, let's go back here. And yeah, let's smack this bad boy here. We don't really need transaction for the faker. We don't care if it fails. Optionally update the user model to reflect the sync. Nah, no. I mean, we could do that, just update the sync time and stuff, so it's reflected in the UI. But yeah, we'll see. User ID models. We don't need that. We have that accessible here in the class, right? I guess we don't need this. We don't need these useless comments. Fake repositories, system. Is this still a thing? File name, yeah. URL, internet URL, description, sentence, created at, past user ID. Yeah, I guess that should be fine. Let's give it a shot. Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's just smack it here. It's somewhat natural for it to be here. And we're gonna say this dot, right? Yep, cool. And let's go to this bad boy here. Let's kind of do this. Cool. And let's do this again. And let's see if it did anything at all. What is this notification? It's mid-journey. Give me a second. I hate these. I hate these notifications. They're so annoying. And I'm actually muting this channel. I don't know why is it unmute. I literally mute. How hide, mute, unmute? Can I like? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, cool. So let's see. Did it generate anything at all? Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So now we have that crap to work with as well. That's awesome. Okay, good. Craft. Good morning. So nice to say good morning. Generate fake data for a pod. Okay, cool. That's that works. I think we should be good now with Faker. I don't think we need anything else. Yeah, the only thing that's a little bit weird, I actually do want it to always, of course, I only want this in development, clearly. I don't want to nuke the production database, but there seems to be some concurrency issue here, I think. So if I take a look at my Redis, Midjourney is kicking ass, actually. Oh yeah, Midjourney is the best image generator by far. For sure, absolutely. So I wonder if this is some sort of a concurrency issue. Where is this thing? Create Redis hashes. Okay, let's just not call this, because I have it here delayed by 5 seconds, as you may see. Let's see why does it fart out. Let's try to run this again. Oh, I know. Yeah, I remember actually. So shit. So I think the problem is that, yeah, we need to really call the faker only if I think we had some logic here before that was checking for it, right? It's like, hey, if only try to sync if some condition. Wait, where was that? I don't remember honestly, but I know that I nuked it at one point. Create section. What was this? Course, yeah. Oh, that's a little bit weird. All right. What about this? Yeah, hashtag. So we had this C development database. Do I not have this anymore? If has C development database, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe this is it, right? Maybe this is the base. Essentially, the thing that I added that would prevent it to actually generate anything. Wait a minute. I don't remember, and it doesn't really matter. Come on. It kind of fails sometimes to kill the node process. Okay. Is this an error? Yeah, so now it's complaining, right? And that's reasonable. Wow, that's a little bit strange. Okay. So this should kind of so let's actually see, where do I call faker? You set up faker. Where do I do this? Over here, right? So could it be, and then we have, yeah, this function is defined here. So I do in fact try at the very least to generate data at the end, right? And where's our Postgres thing? Set up Postgres. It's over here. We set up environmental variables, blah, blah, and then we tried. Yeah, so this technically should nuke all the data, and then the faker should be called last, right? Assuming that this is called seed database. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I just want to kind of see what happened at one point with this. That's all. Yeah, it's basically saying, hey, Alex, you already have the data. So how come that this thing wasn't this the way to just nuke everything, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was, right? Yeah, actually, there's no data, so it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit strange. Huh, interesting, okay. And where is this throne? Alexander already exists. Interesting, okay. Yeah, okay, so it's basically, this is the call stack. 413 faker for 413, right? Yeah, so this does blows up. So we try to create the users. Apparently they already exist, which is hard to believe, basically, because we just nuked them, right? So how come that they exist? I mean, I think good Grasher, I think as you become competent in anything in life, right? It's not about love or hate. It would be silly for me to love a language. It's not a living thing. I don't give a crap about JavaScript or anything else. I give a crap about building things, right? I don't care about the language. Language is a side effect of me building things, right? It's like assuming that a construction worker likes the cement or the hammer that they're using, right? Try once when you build a front-end application without JavaScript, let me know. If you find a way, please tell the rest of us so we can then also do it. Because I find it a little bit ironic, right? Because those people who literally come here to send a comment on the website that's built using JavaScript. I'm not saying that you're complaining, don't take me wrong. It's not that people who are using JavaScript are inherently people who love JavaScript. People who use JavaScript because they want to build website, and you can only build websites using JavaScript. So it's not that there's like 16 different ways to do it. I mean, again, if you can write CSS in C, or if you want to do it, well, get back to us when you do so, right? Because it's not about love, it's about if you want to build, it's like saying, hey, I want to build video games in CSS or do embedded programming using, JavaScript, right? So it's more about what you can do with a certain language. Assuming that people love it is silly. Why would I love a language, right? I don't love anything. I love building products. That's what I love. The language is just something I'm sometimes forced to use and sometimes I'm not, right? So if you said, well, I admire people who use nodejs over Go or whatever, then I would say, well, okay, that's a reasonable statement, right? Because yeah, I mean, sometimes, you could get into this discussion, right? It's like, why would you use Express over or Node.js over something else, right? That's a reasonable thing to say. But it's, if you manage to build a website without JavaScript, please let the rest of us know, and I'll be very happy to join you in that pursuit of happiness. Until then, yeah, good luck. Well, I mean, I think personally the JavaScript, like in many other languages, is a beautiful language. The biggest problem, right, is that you have this new generation of so-called developers, right, who finished boot camps, or they went online and learned something in 6 months. They never really had a job. They never really built anything. Nobody gave them feedback, and then they think that they're programmers, right? 10, 15 years ago, you actually had to learn the language to be a programmer. Today, you have people who think that they know. So it's basically easier to complain than learn it. For you, it's way easier to say, oh my God, JavaScript is hard or it sucks, than actually sit and learn it, right? I mean, I'm not trying to offend you, but this is factual, right? So because you will see that as your competence increases, you stop complaining more, right? So that you will find that correlation in your career if you focus rather on doing than talking, right? I think a lot of people are faulty in this. So if you try to rather understand the language instead of, it's the same with CSS, people who shit on CSS. Oh, CSS sucks. Well, you keep saying that until you actually learn it, right? And then you stop complaining because you understand it, right? So yeah, that's at least how I think. That's at least how I think. What the fuck happened here? Oh. Cool. Okay. It's not about language, it's about competence always. You know, I've been playing guitar for 25 years, and you have these prodigies, you have these kids, you can give them any guitar, and they're gonna shit on you just because they're highly good, they're just highly talented, and they're very knowledgeable, right? So of course that it's not a single variable problem, right? But usually if you know something really well, you complain less about it, right? What the fuck is happening, man? And why is this suddenly happening? Yeah, there's something like, there's some, wait a minute. There's for sure an issue with this crap, right? Where is this thing? Setup Postgres, right? Yeah. Okay, let me just debug this a little bit. That makes no fucking sense. Wait a minute. So there's no data now, but it's complaining that it can't insert this because data exists. How is that possible? Is it not removing some data? Give me 1 second. User experience. No, it should be nuking everything, right? I would just give a general advice to everybody. Just focus on building things and showcase your skills through building. Talking about code or talking about anything is meaningless. Anybody can talk about crap. 4 days old developer or 25 years experience one. So if you truly want to shine, you know, I would much rather say, instead of bitching about things like a little girl, you know, focus on doing things. That's the only way you can showcase your skills. Otherwise, it's just a cheap talk. Oh, why are you using X and not Y, right? And stuff like that. You should just lead by example instead. That's what I would do. Okay, cool. I don't know what the fuck is happening here. Okay. Okay, so actually I know what's happening. So I think faker is being called because we removed this. That's why, obviously. So we just want to see if this, okay, cool. It's fine, it's okay. So this should be fine now again, right? And that's okay. We actually didn't generate anything. So the only thing now is to, where is this thing? Set up Postgres. Do this, right? These things you don't need to know by heart. You don't need to know theory. You just need to build things. You don't need to be able to explain every single pattern out there, right? That would be silly to assume, right? You don't need to know I've been programming for 20 years. I don't remember every single pattern and every single name of everything because that becomes implicit. When you write code, you're no longer thinking about patterns. You're just, it's like being a tennis player. You're not constantly thinking about, oh, I'm gonna hit the forehand now, I'm gonna hit the backhand now, this becomes something that integrates through your workflow. Every single habit that you inherit becomes part of who you are as a professional, right? So you don't need to be able to explain everything. You just need to build things and build functional software, right? Software is not a theoretical thing. Software is a tangible, physical thing. And software that you write today is going to suck in 2 or 3 or 5 years anyway, right? So this premise, how there's this majestic, perfect software is a huge lie. It doesn't exist, because if that was the case, you wouldn't have a job today, right? Because what's great today, what you consider great today, might not be great in 3 years, because these patterns that you're talking about are gonna evolve, and they're gonna change, and they're gonna grow, right? So because if fundamentally all of that is true, then software wouldn't change in the next 30 years. Why? I use the dry principles. Oh wow, really cool. So you don't need to be able to explain every single algorithm, every single design principle, right? You just need to build things, right? You cannot carry that theory with you and just, oh, I know it. Well, it doesn't really matter, man, if you know it. Meetup doesn't exist. That's why I say I don't like talking about code that much. Just build things, man. Anybody can talk. Everybody just talks, man, all the time. Especially on Twitch and YouTube and these platforms. Everybody knows everything. When you ask them, what the hell did you ever build? They just disappear. It's like those people who come here and talk about Rust. Why are you not using Rust? And then I ask them, well, what did you ever build in Rust? And they just vanish, right? Because they never built anything. They just, go from one stream to another, one YouTube channel to another, and they just parrot some random crap that somebody said, right? It's kind of ridiculous. Very childish as well. Why are you not using Rust? Okay, let's just move from this fucking faker thing, man. I don't know what the hell is happening now. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, so this is fucked now. This is fucked completely. Let's try this once again. And let's try this once again. And let's try to get back to work. Okay, great. So fuck this thing. I'll do some of this stuff off stream. Okay, cool. So let's move from that. Yeah, Mojo. Yeah, there's these languages come and go, right? Like especially in the web world, it's hilarious. If one would actually try to follow all of that garbage, you would just you would do nothing else. You would just be trying hello world apps, every day. It's crazy. If one would want to keep up with all of this shit, right, you would just be fundamentally writing hello world apps all day long, right? It's crazy. Okay, repositories. Okay, repositories, author. Yeah, so we, I guess, don't need that. We don't need created at. We just need, okay. Let me just go and open my Louis GUI, our core UI library, right? And let's say cd program network Louis GUI, and let's do this, and storybook. All right, cool. So I think the only, where is this bullshit here? Cards. These are the tests, index, ts. Okay, so I think there's only one thing I really need to change because, and trying to keep this as generic as we possibly can, right? So author URL. So a lot of these things need to kind of be optional. So this card, actually it is already optional. Beautiful. So date is also kind of, so we have this Oh, that's great. Okay, maybe we don't need to do it much because I just want to kind of really use all of the core components we built so far. The only problem now here is that these are external links to your actual repository. So can we really make this an external link, right? Because if we extend this with additional props, then with each of these props, these components become less reusable, or okay, well, they would still be reusable, but it would feel maybe a little bit awkward. It's like, why does the card have external link, right? Hi, I'm learning backend programming, and I have no idea whether every application should have JVT or cookie. I mean, I think you're conflicting concepts. These two are like comparing bicycles and pandas, right? A cookie is a browser storage where you can store some data. You have IndexedDB, local storage, cookies, session storage, service workers, etc. JSON Web Token is just an encoded, for example, JSON object that represents some JSON object itself, right? So you use both, right? JSON Web Token is something you use for authorization, authentication, and cookies is one of the places where you store it. Of course, I would advise you to store your JVT in a HTTP-only cookie for some security reasons, but they're not comparable, right? It's not one or the other. It's both. If you want to implement stateless authentication like JVT, then you would, for example, you could store it also in a local storage. You could store it anywhere you want, but each one of these have different consequence, right? So yeah, so it's not a concept that you can compare like that, right? All right, so I think what we need to do here in our core library, and we need to push this to npm, this unfortunately kind of has to be an external URL, right? So yeah, so it's getting a little bit, but that's what it is, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess we could extend this with something like, my pleasure, man. If you need more details, but what I would advise you to do first, as I always say, people ask me, hey, Alex, where should I learn about this? You should always read the official documentation of any framework, library, or technology. These are usually the best, and you don't need a video course. You don't need a bootcamp or some shit like that, right? So if you want to learn about JSON Web Tokens, have some patience, develop some patience, don't be degenerated in that way, right? If you want to be a programmer and you can't focus on reading for 10 minutes, then just quit already. Don't even try, right? So if you want to learn about JSON Web Tokens, right, you can just go here to introduction. And I would first advise you to understand what a JSON Web Token is, because it's clear that you haven't read this. This is all that you have to really know about JSON Web Tokens. You can literally read this in around 10 minutes. There's nothing else that you have to know other than this. You don't need to understand underlying algorithms and stuff, because why would you, right? What is the value of that? Tangible value? None. Sure, in some discussions with your friends, you can show them how clever you are, but then after that, you can forget about it. And, so just read this, and then, read about, HTTP, so just the JVT plus HTTP only cookie, whatever. I don't know, just Google it. I'm sure that there's 7 billion. Yeah, there it is. In 2 seconds, you find this. Yeah. What is HTTP only cookie? What is JVT? Real world Node.js applications. So how beautiful is the internet, right? You can find help in 3 seconds. Just develop patience and read, right? Because your job is going to be 80% of the time, or 70%, you're going to be reading code at work, not writing it, right? So keep that in mind. Aloni channel, thank you very much for the sub, man. I appreciate that very much, and good to have you here. Thanks a lot. That's pretty awesome. All right, so let's go back here and just introduce some other prop, I suppose. Let's say is external URL, I guess, right? Because is external, what does that? External what, right? Is external card. I mean, maybe we don't actually need to do that. Maybe we can be a little bit more clever and say, hey, how about you actually check the structure of the URL? If the URL is taking you outside of the application, then it's an external one, right? You get what I mean? So maybe we can be a little bit clever here. And should we be clever? That is hard to tell. But what I'm basically saying, what we could do is we could say, hey, well, I can take this URL. I can check the host name. You know, if the host name is not the current host name, basically, exactly, then it's an external link, right? We could be clever like that. The main question is, should we be clever? Let's think about it for a second. So, because then the card has too much knowledge, right? The card then has this business logic that says, hey, well, if this is external, you know, open in a new tab or whatever. Shit, I don't actually know. I guess so. I mean, we could technically do that, right? And then see in time, is that really what we want, right? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's not a terrible idea, I think. So I'm gonna actually give this crap to ChatGPT, just to obviously not write this code myself. I have an idea, that's all I need, and I know what I want, and this guy is gonna do it faster than me, obviously a lot faster. So check the host name of the link URL, and if it's not the current host name, some external website, don't use the nav link, use the anchor tag with a target blank to send the customer outside of the website, right? That's what we want, pretty much. We have established the idea. Now let's just give this to a robot. Robots are way better at writing code than we are, for sure. Actually, that's quite clever. I wouldn't have written it as good as this, at least not in the first attempt. Okay, cool. That's pretty awesome, actually. Okay, let's see, and then we're gonna review this thing. Yeah, actually, it's doing too much. Only for the title URL, not tags and other links. Okay, it kind of went and did it too much ChatGPT. I don't know if this is the way, to be very frank with you. I mean, because now we have coupled this. Now the card knows about links, right? So this is basically, if this was a function, right? You would say, well, that this function now has side effects, right? Because it knows too much, right? So you're basically, what you're doing in this context, you're trading composability in some sense with convenience, right? So, and this is always the hardest thing for programmers. You know, I can build something that's convenient, less reusable, or something that's truly reusable, but then I need to do extra work, right, elsewhere. And this, finding this sweet spot sometimes is very difficult, right? So it's a danger of making things too reusable or too generic or whatever, but then also making them too coupled and too unpure, if I may put it that way, right? Shit. Yeah, I don't like that this utilities. Do I have any global utils in this repository? Index utils, array, string, image utils. Yeah, I mean, I think it's better if we just put this in a what would be these utils? Let's call this URL utils. Yeah, let's not couple these utils with. So let's say here URL utils, or let's just say URL. Is that a great name? I don't actually know. But that's the best I have now. So let's say URL. How did I do it in other? And then yeah, let's unit test this file index.ts. I suppose I'm using classes in other places. Yeah, I am. Okay, cool. Let's just make it public static like this. Let's do this. What a useless. Okay. Let's go here. Open appearance secondary sidebar. Write a JS. Write a JS doc on top of is external link. Why is it not? Why is it not? Can I? Yeah. Why actually? It's currently in an open file. I don't know. Sometimes. All right. It's dumb. All right. Never mind. All right, cool. Let's just make sure, because this is open source, right? Let's make sure that we always provide all the, you know, minimum stuff we can. Okay, cool. That's great. Okay, let's close this thing. And then let's call this URL utils, right? Yeah, okay. I mean, we could technically also ensure that this is a valid URL, right? Before we do this. So I mean, this is gonna explode. Yeah, this would. I mean, this is never gonna happen because this. But let's just ensure. Let's just make sure that we smack this bad boy in a try catch, right? Because we're using basically the location href window.location, so we know that that always at least should be a valid href, right? But let's just throw here in case it happens, or we don't even need to throw. We can just return false, right? Let's not throw up from here. Okay, cool. And then we can go somewhere here, and I guess we can say URL utils dot is external link. What actually happened here, and why was this thing changed? Oh. That's strange. Why is my ESLint not accepting this? That's a little bit weird. Okay, that's a bit strange. Okay, let's just tags dot length and, or actually I guess tags and yeah, that's a little bit weird. Okay, cool. Do we have unit tests written for this component? I believe so. If not, we need to test this, right? Okay, so that's fine. So I guess let's go into this card test. I guess we will have to mock window.location, right? Or we can just test the actual utility, right? So if we go to the utils and we need to actually export them from here, let's just say URL utils URL, I guess. Yeah, how did we actually? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, my just had to check on my son. He was jumping, fell from the chair, so I had to run and see what happened. All right, going back to this, where were we? Ah, yeah. So the tests, right? Yes. The utils, yeah, exactly. Cool. How did we import this? So that's maybe wrong. Let's take a look at that. URL utils. Yeah, that's actually, I guess, fine. Give me 1 second. Yeah, okay. I guess that's okay. Cool. Okay. So I guess what we could do now, we could unit test this. So I guess I could just literally say, also give this to ChatGPT. Say, you know, given my existing tests, test the URL utils, and then I'll give it this, right? Give me 2 seconds. All right, cool. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah. So here it is. Yeah. All right, so we are setting. Okay, this is quite clever. Okay, good. That's great. Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually quite awesome. Cool. So let's just say here, yeah, your URL.utils utils.test.ts, right? And we're gonna smack this bad boy here. Let's see. Okay, and then it's failing to import it. Okay, no problem. So we're just gonna import it like this. And yeah, there we go. So I guess there, let's see what it did. Should return false for an external link. Internal should return false for internal link. True, yes. Should return true for an external link. Yes, great. Should return false for a relative URL. Yes, great. Oh my god. Should return true for the URL. Should return false for a URL with the same host name but different protocol. All right. And let's just say, let's create another one. Should return false for an invalid URL, right? So should return false for, and let's say banana. Let's actually just say here banana, right? All right, cool. So that we know that we're sure that this one now works. Can I like ignore this? Or I guess we need to do as any or something like that, right? Yeah, exactly. Or we just need to declare this window somewhere else. Jesus Christ, okay. Can I somehow TS, can we like TS ignore this or whatever? Yeah, I guess, yeah. Shit. The upper end of a best, I know, I'm actually not allowing it in the project, so it's okay. But wait a minute. So why is this? Yeah, I don't know what's actually happening. I mean, I have some delete rule in the. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, I hate you. I must hate my own life, right? Disable the only feature that can make you productive. Why would you do that, Alex? Why would you do that? Why would you disable the only feature that you can just use to actually be productive, right? You know, It gives so much convenience, doesn't it? You just say tsignore any, the best feature of TypeScript. tsignore any, unknown, right? Everybody knows that. And expect any specific, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit annoying. It's a little bit annoying. I hate wasting time. I really wish, at least in the test files, that because I think we need to declare, you know, we need to declare a window, and then we have to say location, whatever. I guess we need to do something like this, right? How the fuck do we declare window? No. And why am I using this? Let's just ask, wait a minute, where is this thing? Let's just go appearance, secondary sidebar. Let's just say, how do I declare window object using TypeScript? I don't remember, honestly. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Cool. But I guess this is still gonna complain. I don't think that that's the problem, right? I think it's a different problem, right? Ah, shit. Didn't actually copy that. The operand of delete must be optional. The error message. Can I do like... I guess we don't need to delete it at all, it seems. Let's see. I mean, these tests are still passing, right? So let's try to break it. Yeah. I mean, okay, even better. Even better, right? Before all, after all. Yeah. That's cool. All right, great. That's good. Okay, and the next thing I want to do, right, with the card is, should we have some indicator if the URL is external, right? Is the question. So you can see how currently in Program Network Production we have this little icon, this external link icon, right? So I suppose if we go to this component, right? Yeah, exactly, right? So first and foremost, let's use our own anchor component here because we do have it, right? So let's say anchor from our own library, right? Then we can get rid of this. Target, how did I implement this initially? Yeah, we do have a target. Yeah, cool. Our test's passing, yes. And then I guess what we could potentially do, we could say, does this anchor take a class name? No, it doesn't. Okay, that's a little bit strange. Let's extend that. So let's just say, let's come here and say class name, right? Yes, and we're gonna say class name in here. We're gonna use our class names library here, like class names. We're gonna smack this bad boy here and do this, right? That's reasonable. Should we just... crap, we don't have a test for typography. Okay, I guess that's okay. So we do have that now. Yeah, okay, cool. So now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna say class name, and I'm gonna say relative Or actually, yeah, I mean, or we can maybe just smack this external icon here. So we're going to use our own icon component. We're going to say icon name and then link or something. Icon external link, yes. And let's actually extend the story so we can test this. So we're going to go here, and I'm going to just grab this bad boy, right? And I'm going to say, hey, with external link. And then the title URL is going to be https programmer.network. And yeah. So if we get over here now, we go with external link, we should see the icon. And if we click it, it should open programmer network. Okay, cool. So that is, oh wow, it's a little bit too much. So we see this external icon here, right? So let's make it look nice. Icon external link. So I suppose let's, yeah, I guess we can make this a flex item center gap 2 or something like that, right? Yeah, there it is. The main question is, do we want to always show them like this, or do we want to show them on hover, right? So do we always want to show that it's an external link, or should you just see that on hover is the question. I just want to try one thing. Let's try this. Let's zoom out. It's now zoomed to oblivion. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's okay. Let's add some shadow to this icon if we can. Can we? Shadow MD? No. Shadow MD. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's okay. Okay, that's great. Super. Let me just one last time. So his external URL is title URL. So is title URL always mandatory prop here? Yeah, it is. Okay, I see. Okay, that's great. I think that's good. Let's push this to npm, and then that's great. Okay, cool. Okay, let's actually wait. Let's push this URL utility first. So URL utils class. Extend anchor with a class name prop. Add external link business logic to card figures out if the URL is external or not. Okay, something like that, right? Okay. Bump Yale. Give me 1 second. Give me a moment. I just need to do one thing. Yeah, cool. All right, great. And yeah, that's it. So let's push this guy now to our GitHub, right? Front-end programmer network, Yale. Yeah. Ah, shit, we didn't push the tag, right? that's what we forgot. So let's say tag 1000 and push 1000. Okay, cool. There it is. There it is. Amazing. Okay, so let's go back to our front end. And now when it comes to repositories, we can also reuse this thing, I think. So let's go in our front end. Let's go to repositories here. Let me see how the data looks like here. So there's a created ad, description, name, and URL. Cool, cool. Okay. And where do we get this? I guess we fetch these. Where do I get these repositories from? Okay, get GitHub repositories. So this is the repositories, right? And do I really cache this in Redux? Is that in a Redux RTK? Let's see, where's our Redux thing? Do we really do that? Wait, let's not go into mobile mode. It seems so, right? Because then we're going to normalize this data in there. So user data repositories. Yeah, we do. Okay, wow. That's interesting. Okay, cool. Well, let's go to Redux. No, it's Redux is JavaScript. Sorry, TypeScript is not a language. It's a superset. It's types, adding types, type annotations and types to JavaScript. So it's not a different language. It's the same language with, people like to make it more than it is. It's not. Because it also compiles into JavaScript. It doesn't compile into something of its own, right? Okay, so this is basically where we can normalize the data. And what I mean normalize? Well, we need to ensure that it fits the card interface, right? This component we just pushed. So if I go to actual Yale, it's just Tailwind, right? Tailwind, I think, I mean, I wrote CSS literally 20 years ago, and we used to write CSS back then like you'd use Tailwind today. So Tailwind, a lot of people are, especially younger people, are mind blown by Tailwind, but Tailwind does nothing special that CSS wasn't already. Tailwind is, in my opinion, is the most natural way to write CSS, because that's what fundamentally a CSS class name is. It's a reusable unit of style, right? And yes, a lot of people dislike having 43 different classes on their div. I agree with that to a huge degree. But the alternative of that is way worse, is writing your own CSS and repeating it constantly, right? So, yes, absolutely. Go is probably the favorite language of mine. I love Go a lot. Go as a language aligns closest to my values, by far. So absolutely. We're gonna actually, we started writing some Go in the stream, and we're gonna continue to do so once this polishing, once we finish with our polishing and stuff. So, but yes, Go is an absolutely beautiful language. Why is it beautiful? Because it's super simple, and simple is beautiful. I always use whatever is easiest, right? That's my way of determining if I should use something. I ask, is this easy or is it not, right? If it's easy, I use it. If not, I don't use it. And that's what basically Go is. Go is very easy. Absolutely. I mean, you need to know CSS. I mean, I don't think that Tailwind is gonna help you in that sense of, oh, I don't need to know CSS. If you don't know CSS, then you're gonna be really bad at Tailwind as well, right? You still know what a line height is, what a box sizing is, what a flex is, how it works, what a grid is. You don't necessarily sure. It does safeguard you a little bit from the underlying details of writing too many properties, but you still need to know what a flex, what a shrink does, what a grow does, right? So you absolutely need to know CSS. And as I said in this bootcamp that I started making on YouTube, right? I've met so many developers in my career even senior developers who refuse to learn CSS because it's way easier to complain about it than actually sit and learn it, right? And if you want to build websites and you don't know CSS, I mean, that is like being a painter, an artist, and not knowing how to paint. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? Nobody gives a shit about your code if the website where people go looks like crap, has terrible user experience and stuff like that. So there's no use of JavaScript in the browser without CSS. It's pointless. That's like, trying to sell an engine to a person who wants to buy a car and comfortably sit in it and drive, right? Oh yeah, you don't need the seat and the wheel, just sit on the engine, right? Plug it in your own asshole, right? I mean, it's ridiculous, right? So if you want to build websites, you need to know CSS. It cannot be simpler than that, right? Otherwise, try selling a car and just sell an engine to a user. Say, yeah. There is nothing harder in web development than UI and UX. That is the hardest, absolutely hardest thing that there is, by far. Everything else, especially today with ChatGPT, with large language models, you can generate, building APIs, who cares, man? Oh, I can build a function that gets a request and responds. Wow, man. I mean, how did you manage to learn that? That only happened for 40 years online, right? But building an experience that people like, because people do not evaluate your product based on your code. They evaluate it in two ways. Does this solve my problem? And even if it does solve my problem, do I have to bleed every time I use your product, right? Customers only care about anything else if it's slow or shitty or whatever, right? Which in most cases it isn't. That's not the problem for most code bases, right? It is. I mean, in this stream, for the programmer network, I can build 400 endpoints in 3 days, and then sometimes I can sit here for 3 days and deal with UI and UX, right? So it's incredibly difficult. Why is it difficult? Because there's no right or wrong. I mean, it's not a problem you can define and say, oh, this is the way to do this. No, not really, right? This can be done in so many ways, and that is the problem. What the fuck happened here? Oh, I guess we're not using the cards there. Okay. But yeah, I'm 100% with you. 100% with you. It's very, very hard. Very hard. The thing is, to some degree, you can say that they're not, but it really, really relates a lot to competence, right? Again, a lot of people refuse. I worked as a mentor in a bootcamp for 5.5 years, right? And even at the bootcamp where I used to teach part-time, next to my full-time job, a lot of students, right, even the bootcamps themselves would just rush over the CSS and HTML because the bootcamps have a short time span, right? So a lot of younger developers as well, a lot of junior developers, they also, maybe they watched, hacker movies by Angelina Jolie from the 90s. They want to open that green terminal. They want to feel like hackers, they think that they're cool because they're writing code. And then you use like CSS, that's not even programming, right? This is a very type of kind of childish, how would I call it? Childish junior approach, which is fine. Everybody goes through that process. Every single young individual or every single young professional in the industry goes through this process of, I just want to write code, right? But that as you progress in your career, as you become senior, as you become a tech lead, team lead, CTO, you don't give a shit about these things anymore. You care about the value, you care about the product, you care about the execution, you care about building the right things at the right time, which is incredibly hard. So it's not just about what should we build. It's like when should we build it? Because every single company has 5 million things that they want to build, right? But what should we build now? What is the most valuable thing for our customers today? Because we know that we have to build 50 things, right? So this is what becomes value, right? And the code is not part of that equation, almost never. Code is really just a side effect of all of these things that a company wants to accomplish, right? Interesting. Okay. Let's see what happened in here. Are we still printing that thing? Are we still printing this bad boy? Title, date, description. Yeah. Okay, great. I think this guy's farting out here. It's not the cards, I think. See? Almost. Okay. See what's happening. Oh, I know. My bad. My bod. There we go. Okay, that got a little bit fucked up for sure. How did that happen? Okay. I know how it happened, so we don't really need I guess that bad boy anymore. Okay, there we go. Okay. We'll need to format the date here as well. I struggled with that until I realized CSS is actually a language. I mean, the thing is, try to shift your mindset not into technology. You have to as a professional. If you want to, as I spoke about many times in this stream, you might have heard things like 10x developer, 5x developer, 3x developer, great developer. That doesn't mean code. That has nothing to do with writing code. That means delivering value, right? So don't observe these things as tools like something that matters. It's like, what do I need to build something great for my users to use? What it is that I need to do? Well, experience needs to be great. And how do I build this experience? What do I use to build this experience? I use CSS. Let's even forget that JavaScript exists, right? You can still build full-fledged website just with HTML and CSS. You cannot make it interactive, of course, because you need this dynamicity with JavaScript, right? So it's rather, right, what it is that I need to build something that actually people want to use, right? And then derive the technology out of that. Not vice versa. Like, Steve Jobs said, 30 years ago, I'm by no means fan of Apple, but he said a very good thing. He's like, let's focus on the problem and the customer and then work backwards to technology. No, it's not vice versa, right? You're not thinking about the problem through technology. You're thinking about the problem through value, right? And then you're walking backwards to, okay, what should we use to solve this problem? You're not like saying, let's use these 4 tools and then let's come up with a problem, right? So of course that you need to know CSS, for example, right? That's never been in question. A person made a double. You mean, I guess, double, you mean a bubble sort? Yeah, exactly. A bubble sort. Nice. All right, so let's see. Okay, so, I mean, technically, this seems to be working. Oh, we didn't install the library. Did we actually publish this? Yeah, beautiful. Okay, good. So Yale is published. Let's go to our, what is this crap? This front end. Okay, so let's go to our package.json. Let's search for Yale. And let's do 100 in here. Let's PMI. you should, I mean, which hosting you're going to use depends on the scale of the product, the users that you have and stuff. Why do you think that you should use any of those two? Why did you start with these two? All right, good. So let me just make this a lot bigger. Should have done this in very interesting. Oh, I see what's happening now. So okay, so there's that, and then there is where were we? Okay, so I guess so I guess we forgot about this. So if we go to our Redux store, right, we can say here description is description or no description provided, yeah. So I guess, yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. Div class name, word break, blah blah. Okay, so we can kind of get rid of the old stuff, right? That's awesome. I like that a lot. And I guess we need to improve the search thing. We're gonna get rid of this. Blah blah blah. Where is it? Yeah, so we have a name here, and I suppose we go to the Redux store. What was the title, right? So that's the problem. So we need to search by the title, right? Not the name. So now if we say investor, yeah. So I want the website to work on web and Android. And last time I built my, but that has nothing to do with AWS or whatever, right? You just didn't have any CDN or any DDoS protection in front of it, right? That doesn't mean that if you switch to AWS, you're gonna get that. What you would get on AWS, you would wake up and you would have like $40,000 debt, right? Because of that exact same issue. So you need to do the infrastructure when it comes to that. Either way, it's not that AWS is gonna help you with that. It's not. What the fuck happened here? Right? So I don't think that that the problem you're describing is not of that nature. You're still gonna have that problem either way. Interesting. Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Username, articles, a slug. Yeah. I mean, Apex coders, man, your questions are, I mean, I understand that you have a problem, but your questions are very broad. You're asking, I had some problems with images, what should I do about that? That's impossible to answer for anybody, man. How can I answer that, right? It's like, hey, I try to use, none of your issues are related to language or infrastructure. They're related to you not solving these problems, right? So it's not Node.js's problem or hosting's company problem, right? It's a problem of, you know, if you don't know DevOps, right, then it's going to be very hard for you to do infrastructure properly, right? So hosting a website of a certain scale isn't just let me go to Google and find a tutorial on how to do that. It requires a certain type of knowledge that if you want to do, which is great, that's amazing, you need to spend time and learn it, right? So you're just trying, it seems to me, random things, and okay, well, Netlify didn't work. It's because of Netlify. So let me try Vercel. Oh, Vercel doesn't work. The problem isn't Vercel or Netlify. You need to sit and do it. You need to learn how to do it, right? These technologies are pretty serious, right? And there's literally billion-dollar companies using them. So if they're able to use it, then I'm quite sure that they suffice your use cases, right? So you need to just sit and you need to learn it, right? You cannot blame it on a service. So what did we break? It seems that we broke something, I suppose. Give me 1 sec. Very interesting. Okay, I have no idea what we did. Navlink, what the hell? Yeah, something's weird. I think it does it for every article. Yeah, it does it basically. So something's wrong with the link here. Yeah, right? Oh, are you kidding me? Why are we still getting this crap? I think there are 23 articles, right? So it seems that it's no, actually there's 7 of them. Okay. So what did we do with the card? What was the last commit? Give me a second. Okay, so this most likely is the issue. Yeah, okay, shit. I think that went to crap, right? Let's go back there. Where was that? Navlink here, right? Yep. Author URL. No, this is the author, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so it could be the. Give me 1 second. So I guess it could technically be title. What was it? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's actually the author URL, right? So let's just say slash. I think that this one is farting out, right? Maybe. Okay, so it is something with the URL for sure. So this external URL thing that we implemented, yeah, what the fuck is happening? So I think it's for sure that, right? Yeah. Wow, all right. Okay, let's go back there. Is this the card? Yep. So let's kind of get rid of this. Yeah, this is basically what we had before, right? So I think this is the problem. So if there's author URL, yeah, exactly, right? So I think that is what actually ChatGPT fucked up, right? So that's inaccurate, I guess. So I guess this could be the one. And then what did we do here? Now we have a navlink title URL. Yeah. Let's just test it over there. So what we're gonna do, let's take this list, copy object, right? We're gonna go to our external library. Let's go to the cards. Let's go to the stories, and let's assign this to the cards there, right? What the fuck? Ah, okay, wait. Copy object. Try that again. There we go. Okay. Ah, shit. Wait a minute. Yeah, I see. So where was our front end? And then we have a loop here, right? So let's also do this. Exactly. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. All right, let's see. So it's not complaining anymore. So if we go to our storybook, actually here, if we go to cards, so yeah, so it's basically, it is rendering it, right? Now, what if one of these was an actual HTTPS programmer.network, right? So let's just mix it up a little bit. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, never mind, actually. Yeah, so that's there's another troll on YouTube. Jesus Christ, man. Let's just ban this poor little soul that probably sucks. But let me insult him first. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Banned. Banned. Removed from existence. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I guess that's I guess that's good. Does it? It's just, did we actually change anything? So let's take a look at this card. I don't think that this was the issue though. So what did we push in the previous commit? Let's keep banning this poor little soul. Probably lives with his parents still and is crying like a little baby. Okay. URL utils. Author. Ah, I see. This is basically what we had before. I think this was better, right? I think this was more or less, this was, I think, better than what ChatGPT has done, right? So let's kind of go back here. I think this is what we had before, right? Yep, more or less. Let's take a look at this. Let's keep. Let me just keep banning this this noob. He's just sad that he's poor. Okay, let's. Okay. So this is good. Oh, why am I getting this? Okay, so that is good, I guess. Oh yeah, actually there was another thing. I think where's the tags? I think also yeah, we missed the hashtag in here, right? I guess, let's see. Yep. Okay, so that's great. What happened here? Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, that's a little bit weird. Yeah, you can see actually that based on the zoom level, let's fix that as well. Author URL. Author, that's good. Added that. Let's update the snapshots. Okay. So we need to update the test, right? Yeah. Need to update the test. So let's get basically here. Let's get over here. Let's get over here. And I guess this is the failing test. Is it? Or maybe not. Wait, which one is it? Line 102. All right, so that's passing now, I guess. Let's see what else. Line 52, okay. Yeah, it's the same thing here, right? Yeah. Okay, cool, cool. That's good. So I guess that's passing now, yeah. Most likely, most likely. All right, cool. So that's good. That's great. Let's go back here. Let's go to this bad boy over here. And what was it? Yeah, so let's get rid of this. Now let's make sure that this icon kind of works properly, right? Because I don't think it does now. Flex, item center. Because what happens with this when we zoom in, basically it goes, it's almost like it's, let's see how is that actually happening. I see. Well, actually, I guess we don't have to make it a flex then, right? At all. Let's just try something like this. I guess here we can just say inline, right? Inline block. And then that should basically get in line with an icon, right? Yeah, more or less. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, let's try the other thing. Items, center, justify, start. Cool. Now, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. You can see that basically, but I guess this is also Leo, my friend. Good day. Where have you been? Did you just wake up? You didn't notice the notification. I see. Fair enough. Let me just see. I mean, this is not that important, but these are core components, right? So I really need to make sure that this actually does work properly, right? Bexy. Good. How is it going? Good, man. Good. Just trying to, yeah. I want to be with my kid and wife later. So just, yeah. This is the new schedule for the weekend. If I stream, it's going to be in the morning. More or less, yeah. Okay, I don't actually like that. What about you, Leo? Have you done anything interesting? All right, fuck it. I'll just leave it. I don't have nerves to do this anymore. Give me a second. So I guess I can just leave it like this. You know what? Actually, you know what? Fuck this icon, man. Actually, you know, screw the icon. I'm not actually gonna use that at all. Let's just get rid of it. I don't care. Yeah, I don't actually care. Our test still passing, yeah. Nice, man. How is that going? Nice, man. Nice. Great. That's amazing. All right, let me just commit this. Hopefully we can move on to other things. Update version or that. Yeah, whatever. Sure. All right, cool. So let's push. Create a new tag. Push a new tag. Beautiful. Okay, great. That's awesome. Let's see. Okay, cool. All right. So let's go back to the project. Let's see also, I mean, it's a little bit awkward that this started farting out when we actually did the repositories, right? So if we go back here, if I zoom in, yeah, but if I go to actual repositories, right? So that's fine. So we need to figure out what happened here now, but let's wait for that thing to be deployed. Give me 2 seconds. Just a moment. No way, Dimitrovic. No way you can have a wall. Actually, it's very sunny here, so I'm gonna round up in like an hour as well or so, and then going out with my wife and kid. So yeah, what the hell happened here? Yeah, this is not good. This is the error related to navlink, right? So I hope that, yeah, I don't know why is this happening again. This is very bad, very bad. Because this is the issue we had and that we solved like a couple of streams ago, right? The context issue, because we are in fact passing navlink now, right? So that's a little bit scary. We are actually passing it here, right? Yep. So yeah, so that is not great. No, actually, it's sunny here in Copenhagen as well. It's crazy. It's I literally feel it in my face now. All right, let's try this. Let's hope that this kind of fixes it, because it was working and it actually is working. So it's super strange. Otherwise, we need to yeah, take a look at that again. General publishing to npm. Come on. All right, cool. So let's do this. pm. That's the wrong thing. Let's go back here. Yeah, I live in Copenhagen. Yes. Exactly. Okay, beautiful. Come on, man. What the fuck is going on with this, dude? Seriously, are you kidding me, man? Jesus Christ, dude. It's like, come on, man. Jesus Christ, dude. This absolutely makes no sense. Why is it complaining again about the reference, man? The context reference. That's what the hell? Seriously, dude. Come on, man. Is there any free service for hosting websites? I don't know, Bexy. I don't use such services, so I honestly wouldn't know. I wouldn't know, to be very frank with you. Yeah, but well, I mean that these are the static sites, right? Depending on what sites you want, right? So all of these are static sites. These are just basically like so it really depends what it is that you want to host, right? That's the core question. I don't get it, man. Like seriously, this makes absolutely no sense anymore. This absolutely makes no sense. Absolutely terrible. So this is the same issue we had a couple of streams ago, and I don't genuinely get it. And ironically, we didn't have, wait, if how many versions did we bump today? So if I go back to version 99, is that still an issue? If I go to production, is this an issue in production? No, it's not an issue, right? So you can see that it actually did work. So what the hell happened in the meanwhile is the ultimate question. Wait, where is this crap, man? It's still exploding. What the fuck is happening, man? Are we linking still something locally or whatever? Reoptimizing dependencies, RMRF. Let me just make sure that I'm not doing something that I... Because it seems super weird, super random and super weird, to be honest. Let's see. Super freaking weird, man. Okay. PM dev. What the fuck is going on, dude? Okay. Easy was okay. And what was the latest version? 101. Okay, let's try that again. Let's bump the version now. So crazy, man. We fixed that. So why did we? Was that? Yeah, let's see. Maybe we had some old linked version. The only thing I can think of is that. Let's see. Yeah, now it farts out again with the latest version. Wait a minute. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm trying to nuke everything, right? This makes no sense. I mean... So strange, dude. So strange. And now it's exploding again? Give me a second. Oh my god, dude, what the hell? How did... Ah, dude, I found it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, it's my mistake, but it's also the mistake of ChatGPT. It's just... Yeah, that's a bummer. Jesus Christ, man. Come on, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, it removed the naveling reference from the arguments. Like, come on, dude. Why would you do that? And actually, yeah. Oh my god, alright. What a silly thing. What a silly thing. Alright, never mind. It's good. I was kind of losing my mind a little bit, but it's fine. Why? Okay, no. I mean, I understand why ChatGPT did it, because it doesn't make too much of a sense, I must admit. Okay. Alright, let's just... Jesus, man. What a random thing to spend 20 minutes on. What a random thing, man. Wait, I just need to run the... I need to run the... No, it makes sense. I understand why the robot did it. I understand why it did it. Okay, so tests are passing. Yeah, fuck it. Okay, good. That's what it is. That's how it is. What can we do? Cool. All right. That's what it is. We need to make a new tag again. We need to push to that new tag again, right? Yeah. Cool. All right. Great. Ah, what a fight. Seems like camera, mouth, and audio is Leo the only one having that issue? Hey there, Jason. Jason is one of my favorite actors. Jason is one of my favorite actors. Perfect on your side. Okay. I mean, I am streaming in 4040p, right? And Leo might be watching this on his calculator, right? So who knows, right? Maybe it's Leo, maybe not. I don't actually know. Now it works. Okay. Well, good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Give me 1 second. I'm just waiting for this bad boy to... No, that... Man, I'm not a super huge fan of action movies, but that guy is quite badass, right? That guy is quite badass, man. You know, he looks like a guy that would beat the living shit out of you. Not like, you know, like, what is it? This Tom Cruise, right? When you see Tom Cruise, you're not thinking, oh my god, I'm so scared, right? You're thinking, what? This guy wouldn't beat me up. But when you look at Jason, man, you're thinking, shit, man, the guy looked at me. I'm dead, you know. So that's the difference. Nobody looks at Tom Cruise and thinks, oh my god, what a guy. What a man. What a man, this Tom Cruise, right? Exactly. You know, nobody ever was like, oh my god, Tom Cruise. Like, whew, so scary. You know, but when you look at Jason, he's like, what was his last name? Jason... Yeah, look at his face, right? Wait a minute. Look at this face, man. Look at this guy. Like, he's like, man, I'm so sad and I will kill you. And then you look at Tom Cruise, right? Look at this, man. Come on. I'm gonna beat you up, man. I'm gonna tell you to my mother if you continue doing that, right? And then this guy's like, dude, I'm gonna beat the living crap out of you. And then do it again, right? That's the difference. I'm gonna tell you to my mother if you do that again. Tom Cruise. And this guy is like, man, I will kill you several times per minute. I'll kill you several times per minute, you know. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell it to my mother if you do that. Detailed comparison, exactly. Pretty much. Alright, cool. Well, man, shut the fuck up is not here, actually. He's not here today. I think he's still sleeping. There we go. After 20 minutes of wasted time. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. Awesome, awesome, super. Okay, just let's keep on going, right? Let's keep on. That's very good. Article list, articles. Let me just. So we're still in this polish phase. Where do we get this? Do we get this from our Redux store as well? What? Oh no! What? No, that's a no. All right, that is good. That is good. Okay, good. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go to Redux store, I guess, articles, right? Yeah. And then somewhere here in our RTK store, we have get articles. It's this bad boy here, right? So this is the data. That's cool, right? So if I actually print this bad boy here now, the fact, well, I think you should try it. Many people have said that, and then they never went back to being it on the left. It's literally, it makes absolutely zero sense for this bar to be on the left. 0 sense. First of all, your code jumps. If you open your bar on the left, your code jumps, right? So look at this. So it literally makes absolutely no sense for it and ever made sense. It makes absolutely no sense. What are you talking about? Why would I have this bar on the left? Literally useless. Are you literally looking at this bar when you're coding? And when you're opening and closing this, it's your code is literally jumping. How does that make sense? Wait, let's move it to the left. Let's move it to the left. Like, it makes 0 sense. Let's move it to the. Look at this. How does this make sense? Well, because you're very limited in your mind, because you didn't even try it. So you are coming to conclusions without 3 seconds of thinking. How does this make sense? Why would literally this occupy the place where I write my code? Why would I need to look at these icons constantly? What for? What is the benefit of this? What is the benefit of this being here? It makes no sense. That's why Visual Studio as well always had it on the right for 30 years, right? So I mean, I'm just answering your statement in the same way that you wrote it. You're being very radical. I would throw up. Oh my God, I would get, diarrhea. Come on, man. Give it a shot and then come up with those very radical conclusions. Because your conclusion is... Okay. Sure, but give it a shot. I get you. I completely get you. I'm just saying give it a shot. And you might change your mind. Right now it does because you're not used to it. But if you give it a shot, then yeah. But look, I respect that. I'm not saying that you should do it. I'm just saying I think your reaction to it is because you never tried it. Most editors before had it, most editors for decades had it on the right, not on the left, because in the left you're actually want the space to write your code, not to look at VS Code icons 100% of the time, right? Okay, cool. Well, that's what it is. That's how it is. Leo, maybe because of because of the predecessors, right? Maybe because of Atom and Sublime Text and stuff like that, right? Actually, you know what? You know fucking what? Actually, I'm gonna do this. Give me a second. User profile. Okay. User profile. It's called AirLens. It's the extension. Let me send it to you. Yeah, it's this bad boy. There you go. Ah, shit. Okay. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. Okay, let me just. I'm sorry. I'm just focusing here for a moment. Some profile. This profile loading. Guess we don't need this profile. We need user states. No. Authenticated user. No. Is loading articles. So let's see actually if this still works. I'm just basically we're in a polish mode. Just going through things and cleaning them up and stuff. Play one game, my good friend. How are you? Good to see you, dude. Good to see you. Okay, so and then we're gonna do a little bit of work here in the okay, and let's see now. So where is this article list? Article list. Oh, here it is. Okay, so that's great. And we had another place where article list was used. It was here, right? Article list, bookmark ID. Okay, interesting. So give me 1 second. So I'm just gonna see. I want to basically unify this. Make sure. So article list. Bookmark ID. What is this? Where is this coming from? Authenticated user bookmark ID. I don't actually even remember that I ever implemented this. User states. All right, cool. It's just if we are technically, is this actually the same article list at all? No, it's not. This is something completely different. I see. So we'll need to unify that as well, I suppose, because this is what this one is when you go to a certain tag, right? From my favorite streamer. Okay, so this article list. Okay, so I guess so. Okay, I see. So basically, wait a minute. So let me just see. So get articles by tag name. Okay, so this is different. We can't really change this. All right, cool. So we cleaned this one up a bit, I guess. And then what we are actually going to do now, we're going to ensure that the articles that we actually get here have the shape that we need. So basically, really, the only thing we need to do is we need to move this map into the reducer, right? So we have to separate these concerns and make sure that that the data is handled in a certain way, right? I saw my favorite streamer was online, but I came here instead. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. That's a good one for sure. Wait a minute. So where do we get that username from? Username, from the profile, right? I see. I guess I can still do that in here, right? So I guess here we can say, again, we can do this transformation, and then we can say state.data is equal to state.data.map, right? Created a go. JSX is just a format that it's just a templating format. It just means JavaScript and React in simple words, right? So that's pretty much what it is. Is on profile. Give me 1 second. Username is coming from profile. So basically profile user. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to access this state in here. Can we? State.user.profile.data.username. Probably not. But let's give it a shot. What can go wrong? Interesting. Okay. Oh, it's because we mutated this, I guess, in a certain way, right? So can we, wait a minute, yeah, maybe it doesn't like this as such. So what I'm actually going to do, instead of doing this like that, oops, that makes no sense. Anyway, let's do it like this, right? And then this farts out due to some reason. Let's see. Why? Okay, because we can't actually access the profile here. That sucks a little bit, yeah. For sure. So how can we actually solve that? I guess we could, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's not cool. How can we, wasn't there a way to I mean, what we could, I guess, do, wait a minute, where did I do this transformation? Here in get articles. I mean, I guess we could solve this. Where do we dispatch this get articles thing? So article list, I mean, we could truly make this, where do we dispatch this? I guess there has to be get articles, yeah. Yeah, so we do have a username pass there. So here's the username. So how was it? Shit. There was a meta way, right, to access this in RTK. I don't actually remember. Let's figure it out together, right? I'm sure that here on the action we can say, let's console log action. I'm sure we can get that username on the action itself. Meta args, here it is, beautiful. So it's action.meta.args.username, right? Super, okay. So that's basically what we needed to move this into the RTK, right? So this is what I can do, and then I can do this, and then this should now, oh, did I, wait a minute, oops. No, that's not what I wanted. So what was it again? Jesus Christ, come on. What was it? Action.meta.args.username. Let's try to print that again. Okay, it doesn't like that, so let's say args again. Undefined. Okay, I'm doing it wrong. action meta. Yeah, action meta arg username dot arg dot username. Okay, my bad. Yes. Okay, good. So that's how we can pass the argument from the dispatch to the case in here. Okay, so there we go. Now it should work again, right? Okay, beautiful. Great. View articles. Yeah, this should, okay. Did somebody ask something? I'm sorry, let me see. What React framework are you using? I'm not using any React framework, I'm using just React. Currently learning Laravel, but I feel the JS framework's syntax still cleaner. How do you familiarize yourself with other programming languages? I mean, the best way to learn anything in life, including programming languages, is to build things, right? So first and foremost, like you are talking about Laravel, you're talking about APIs, right? If you know what an API is, what it composes of, what modules you need, then it doesn't matter what you use. So for example, if you have ever built an API in Go or Node or C# or Java, you should be quite comfortable building it in any other language. Just so start very practical. Don't go like bottom up, go top down, right? Say, okay, I've built 734 different APIs in C#. Let me build now one in Laravel, right? So what do? Well, I need some router, I need some authentication, I need this and that, right? So it's always the same. It's very repetitive, right? And then, you know, come to stream, let people insult you like that you're writing a language that didn't come out 3 seconds ago, and that's pretty much it, right? Are you writing Laravel? That's like not even 3 seconds old. Okay, so going back here, so this is good now. So we have kind of separated, we have cleaned this component up into, I think, something meaningful. We have our CTA here. Yes, I like that. How dare you write a stable programming language, man? But yeah, the best way to learn is to build, right? It's not the best way, it's the only way. So the only way to learn is to build. Sorry, I had to correct myself. It's the only way. There's no other way. Okay, so this is good. That's great. Let's what about responsiveness? Should be fully responsive, right? Yeah, cool. Let me go to repositories. Repositories, beautiful. Oh, I like it so much. C# is a beautiful language. I agree. I wouldn't mind writing C# for sure. I think that C# is an awesome language for sure. No question about that. It's actually probably would be my top 3 choice. I actually love JavaScript because I've been writing it for almost 20 years. Before any of this crazy thing existed. I love Go. I love C++. I like C# as well. So if I had to choose, it would either be C#, Go, or JS. But depends for what, right? I cannot build a website in Go. But for an API, I think I would easily use Go. But then again, this becomes a lot more complicated discussion because now we're just talking about languages. We need to talk about many other aspects when choosing a language. How easily can you hire people? How easy it is for you as a indie developer to build it, right? So if we solely focus on languages, which you never do, then discussion goes in one way. But if you if you focus on some other certain things, then you right. I am using RTK. Yes, I'm using RTK. Yes. I think C++ is also a beautiful language. The only issue with C++ is that it's very hard. It's a very difficult language, and it's a huge language, right? So that is the only downside of C++. It's not an easy language. It's a huge language, huge language. Some refs got fucked up. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Are you kidding me, bro? Really? Really? Are you kidding me now with this random shit? Git got corrupt? Why, man? Jesus Christ, man. What a random crap is this? Python is great for data science. I mean, it's not a choice, it's a must, right? You know, if you want to do, you know, AI, machine learning and stuff, you have to use Python. Chica, my friend. Jesus fucking Christ, man. So annoying, dude. So annoying. Like, I don't know. Some of this random crap just happens sometimes. It's... Did we actually manage to push this properly? 102, yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna... Yeah, so this is awesome, right? The reason why this is awesome, right, is because we have those tiny pieces of state that... I mean, right now we are, you know, trying to adjust to use our core library, right? This UI library that I open sourced recently, right? So some of these things are nice to clean up and just put the state transformations and mutations and all of that stuff into Redux where it's supposed to be, right? So yeah, as in the upcoming streams, as we find some of these things that we have to do to transform, we'll just kind of move them to the corresponding store when we are in fact using the store, right? And also, it's kind of, yeah, there's... yeah, it's just the names of some of these things. I don't like them, actually. Where is this store? So profile, article list. Yeah, so yeah, I don't actually know. Was this deployed? Let me just go to my Cloudflare. Okay, so it was deployed. Let's see if it works. Repositories, yeah, beautiful. So, you know, we're now getting, we might end up, we'll figure out some of these things with the card component, but the idea is that we unify every single thing. So eventually we can then also focus on UI. So now I'm just cleaning up. All right, that's ooh. It's a little bit weird with the URLs. I can see it's a full-fledged URL. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Whatever, it's okay. Okay, so the only thing now, profile, yeah. So let me just restructure this a little bit, right? So we have this profile here. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to move some of these things. So I'm going to say tabs. I guess, I don't know, there isn't really the best way to do this. And then let's just say here article list. And actually, let's just rename some of these. Let's call this profile articles. Let's, you know, profile articles. just gonna do this tiny refactor here. Tiny refactor. Article list. Okay. Because this has been annoying. Export from article list. Where is this? Do we really have this still? Profile articles. Okay. Zaire, good morning, buddy. How is life? I guess it's an export, right? It's an export problem. Let's see. Did we... Profile JSX. Profile articles. Where it is? I'm very good, man. How are you? How is everything? Profile articles, right? Yep. Okay, good. Give me just 2 seconds. Profile articles exactly. Yes, profile articles exactly. Great. So I'm just gonna go and clean this up a little bit. I have to. It's been annoying me for such a long time. And keep in mind, this whole platform has been built inside of this stream, so a lot of these things have been... Had a good sleep. Nice. Profile repositories. Actually, I'll just do something like this. Where is it? Repositories, right? Yeah, let's rename this to profile repositories, just so it's easier to find these files. If you're wondering, hey, Alex, why the hell are you naming everything, prefixing shit with profile? Well, just so I can, you know, there's so many similar things, articles and posts and crap all over the place that sometimes knowing what these things are is almost impossible, right? I do not use monorepo. No, I'm not a fan of that pattern. And actually, you know, further down, and actually very soon, right? Because yeah, very soon, because now we have open source so many of these libraries. They're all written in TypeScript. I think at one point when we finish our polishing part and stuff, we'll actually be able to convert this project into TypeScript as well. It's not going to be that much of a work. I think maybe in 2 streams we can just do most of this once we kind of fully rely on our core components, right? So I think I'm actually looking forward to that as well, because now we have reached a point where actually TypeScript can be useful in the core repository as well. Well, I would always choose JavaScript initially, depending on the stage where your project is in, right? Keep in mind that this whole platform is fairly complex, and I'm building it alone. Infrastructure, front-end, back-end design, UX library, all of it, right? And you have to make some compromises, right? And the compromise that I made was I'm not going to use TypeScript because I want to be able to mock very quickly without being imprisoned by the types, right? So once the things are a little bit more stable, then you can, you know, you can switching to TypeScript from JavaScript is not rocket science. It takes very little time in most cases. Of course, depending on other things, but the good thing is that all of the stuff that I open sourced is written in TypeScript, so that's gonna make it a lot easier to do. Profile repositories. Yeah, it actually doesn't like that. Profile. It's because, yeah, I see. Okay. At my job, I'm a tech lead, so I don't code much anymore. I'm mostly in the meetings and I'm helping others. But I'm a full stack engineer, always have been. I'm in management now at work. I'm mostly talking and figuring out how things should be done. and then other people do it. Not coding that much at work anymore. Taught list. What the fuck is this? Is this the same thing? Components. Social. Yeah, we'll need to. Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. There's a lot of this silly stuff that we need to toggle follow button. Yeah, this is not structured too well. And this is awesome because now is the time that we do it. At least the basic stats dialog. Yeah, this should all be structured differently. So let's clean it up. Article, is it, I guess that's a single article. Why is it there though? Article where? I guess, yeah, but does this really belong to a profile? I don't think so. I think this belongs into the views, right? Neo, hi buddy, how are you doing? Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate that. How is life serving you today? Where's our views directory? I don't. It's shit. It's impossible to. src articles. Let me just minimize my. Here it is. Okay. So this is the views. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I think this article really belongs in the views directory, right? But there's already an article in there. So what the hell is this one then? Is this a component, man? I think this is a component. Okay, yeah, this is a component. All right, so let's move this. So yeah, you can see, so this is in this cleanup process now, we really need to, we need to clean these things up and reorganize them a bit better. So I think it's this article here, most likely. Let's give it a shot. Let's just say here, cow, dog, banana. No, not really. So what is it? Let's remove this and see if it's used anywhere. Where could you start to increase your skills? I mean, you should first start at. I think one of the things that developers can do is try to behave like compilers. You know how a compiler or interpreter works, right? So you basically, this file is interpreted from top and bottom, and if at any of these lines interpreter doesn't know what it is, it's gonna break, it's gonna fail, it's gonna error out, it's gonna throw an error, right? So it's the same in your context, right? You have to you have to break down this concept. You first need to understand, you start from a very high level. What is authentication? Can you actually explain now to me what authentication is? Like, do you know what that is? And then you say, okay, I know what authentication is. I can explain it to a 6-year-old. Then you say, okay, what are the ways that you can authenticate? There are many ways, or there are several ways. And then you'll learn a little bit about it, but you're learning just what it is, not how it works. So first, what it is, what it does, why do we use it? And then, of course, you start breaking into some concepts. So if you want to implement JSON Web Tokens, you first learn what a JSON Web Token is. What is a JSON Web Token? In isolation, what is that, right? And then you start saying, okay, so I now know what authentication is. It's a way for users to come in and type in their email or username or password, and then something in my API has to happen. There's some questions are being asked. Hey, does the user with this email exist? Yes, all right. Does the user with this email and this password exist? Is this password valid? Okay, how do I store the password in a database? Do I store it as a plain string or as some sort of a hash? Oh, what is a hash? I have, what is it? I have to encrypt this password. Okay, what is encryption, right? So you can see, you break these concepts down. There's many things that as you stumble upon that you have to break down. One question opens 5 other questions, right? And this is generally how you should approach anything, not just this subject, right? So you start asking high-level questions, and then you narrow it down into smaller questions. Like I said many times, even Einstein said, if I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes for the right questions to ask, right? So if you can put yourself in a position where you can ask good questions, then you will get good answers as well. It's the same with ChatGPT. If you're one of these people who complains about ChatGPT, that probably means that you're either being very lazy and you just are not priming it well, you're not giving it valid questions, or it's something else, right? So that's how. So break these concepts down one by one, and yeah, it's not a simple thing. You have to absolutely, man, absolutely. Learning how to learn is one of the most important skills one can have, right? So don't forget that. Articles tab, okay. Don't underestimate the importance of knowing how to learn, right? That is a highly important skill. Of course they don't, because they're lazy, right? Because they're lazy, of course they don't. I think actually that this article is where is this actually used? Wait, I'm a little bit confused. No, article tab. What is article tab? Where is this crap? Article tab. Feed. Okay, we actually don't have this anymore. We're no longer showing articles here. So wait a minute. Can I just deprecate this? Can we remove this completely? And where are we importing this crap? Into fail to load URL, article tab in views feed article tab. Oh, so it's here. Okay, I see. No, all good. False alarm. I get it now. It's just good. You can see why I'm doing this is because it's becoming impossible to track what the fuck is going on in here. In some sense of the way, right? So let's go to article tab. And yeah, that is yeah. Okay, so it's this component we use this for. Okay, and I think we should also change this to use the two column thing, not one column thing as well, right? So that is also the problem. So we have the article tab, we have the infinite list, which fundamentally should also yeah. So wait a minute, can I do class name? I say just to test grid, grid calls to. I just want to try it out, yeah. And does the pagination still work? I guess it should. And then here we can say gap 4 MD gap 8, right? Exactly. Give me 1 second. Just want to see, does my actual pagination still properly works? Articles page 0, page 1, page 2. That's awesome. Okay, so that's very good. Okay, so in this case as well, then we want to use a card, right? So this article here, this list item is basically this thing. It has a lot of logic, right? Is already bookmarked, is article author. Yeah, I mean, we could literally get rid of this in a way. Shall we do it now? No, but I'm gonna actually write it down. So I'm gonna actually copy this path. I'm gonna go to my I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna say, hey, replace with card component, right? Okay, cool. That's great. Let's close that. I'm actually gonna leave that, I guess, like this for now. Then we're gonna do that in another session, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna go back here, blah, blah. Okay, so going back to this bad boy here. So we have the views, that's fine. So yeah, views, what were we doing? Views, profile, yeah. Components, we have some components. We have these stats, let's see where, and then we're gonna evaluate where is this used. So I'm gonna save this, I suppose. Profile repositories, yeah, so let's see what else do we have. We have taught list and profile. I guess that's this one, right? Let's evaluate that. So I'm just, it's an infinite list, yeah, exactly, and this is our shit, all right. So it is essentially profile thoughts. So let's rename this to profile thoughts. And then let's get in here. Let's clean that one up as well. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I'll just do an index in here. I'll go in here. I'll do a default export instead. Come on. Cool. Okay, good. You write all of your functions in JSX. Well, you need to be more specific. What do you mean? I have utility functions and I have, so if you can be a little bit more specific, Josh, what do you mean? Profile thoughts, yeah, so that's what's, I'll just write it randomly here. Improve this view. Where was it? Okay, here. Wait, what was I doing? Thought, experience, repositories. Yeah, articles. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Let's make sure that this is actually responsive. No, it's not. Okay, because we're not using. So let's go to something like feed tabs, right? Wait a minute. Tabs, views, feed. Yeah, latest articles. Yeah, I guess thoughts tab, articles tab. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, well, as explained, right? You cannot write JSX in JS files, but you can write everything else in JS files, your utilities and stuff like that. So as long as you have a React node, you need to essentially, yeah. Just gonna clean up some of this shit. We no longer need this, at least not for now. Developers dashboard courses. You should always try to keep your JSX as clean as possible, right? So whenever possible, don't write these lambdas, right? You will see me sometimes writing them, but that is mostly because of the nature of the stream, because sometimes I just don't care. But that doesn't mean that you should do that. You should try to keep your JSX, which is already convoluted already, right? Because the thing is, reactjs, when it came out, my personal biggest problem with it was that up until that point, this was maybe 10 years ago or a little bit more, up until that point, we were really, really hard on separation of concerns, right? So when React came out, it's not that React was first doing this, but it was the first big thing doing this. You know, in Angular 1, you still had your controllers and templates, and like in Vue.js, you have templates, right? When React came out, you know, people just had, I also had a hard time, like, oh my God, am I going to write JavaScript in HTML, right? That looks weird. Then you eventually get used to it. So because of that reason as well, you should try to always keep your JSX as minimal and simple as possible. So all of the business logic that you can, do. For example, imagine you had some argument, right? Instead of doing something like if this or that or some function call, right? It's always better to take this stuff out and say const if that, right? And then do if that, right? So you should try to keep these expressions outside of the JSX as much as possible, because again, it's already hard to read sometimes, let alone when you convolute it with all of this crap, right? And this applies to really any UI library or whatever. It's just separation of concerns is already broken, but at least you can try to do it better than it is, right? Ah, shit, actually, no, not really, no. Ivan, yeah, that's true. I mean, again, keep in mind that especially when you're young developer, inexperienced developer, always keep in mind to use logic and your own eyes, right? So not everything has to be strictly explained through theory or whatever, right? Sometimes, it's sufficient that you just think logically, hey, does this make sense? Sometimes just try things out, right? And then say, okay, is this looking cleaner or is it not, right? So don't always rely on something that someone's said. Programming is also a lot about just your own eyes. Just look at how often things look like and say, hey, how does this look like? Does this look cleaner and easier to maintain or not, right? So sometimes that's really sufficient to get a good grasp of that, right? Interesting. What? How come? Social icons. Oh, I see. So I guess this is happening in the profile header, right? Yeah. Profile header. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna do this. And then we're gonna fix that. And that. And that. And that, right? Yeah, I'm just cleaning things up. I know it might not be super fun, but again, this stream is about me building this platform. So unfortunately, yeah, sometimes when I'm doing some of this stuff, feel free to roam around, check other streams as well, because, I need to do this work for the sake of platform, right? So I know that oftentimes might not be super fun, but not everything can be fun and awesome all the time, right? I'm just cleaning some stuff up that I stumbled upon, and because the best way to refactor these things is when you actually stumble upon them, right? And I just did that, right? Tabs, components. Yeah, you're gonna be refactoring a lot of stuff for sure. So absolutely, you're gonna be doing a lot of that. I can tell you that much. Okay, let's just click around, make sure that all of this still works before we push it, just so we don't accumulate way too many changes. But I think it does make sense. Yes. Close this shit. Feed profile. Let's see. Let's see. Git push. All right, beautiful. Great. And by the way, if you guys are gonna stick and watch the stream, make sure to enable your notifications. I actually noticed this morning that out of my 5,400 followers, half only have notifications enabled. So if you want to kind of know when I'm streaming, just FYI, I think that I'm not sure if the Twitch is actually enabling these by default. I have no idea. But just keep in mind that, yeah, that you have to do it. I'm not quite sure. Is Angular that? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And why does it matter, right? But I don't think that any of these big guys are ever going to die just like that. No. It's a lot of businesses are depending on these tools. So these tools have to exist, right? Okay, is this deployed now? Let's see. Yeah, let's go to programmer network. Okay, that's good. That's great. Yeah. That is great. Okay, so what did we do? Localhost articles. What is this one? Yeah, we cannot say that that's done. This one is meetups. Why is this guy failing? Seriously, come on, GitHub. Why are you failing, man? What the fuck is going on? Why can't they update our checkpoints? See, writing software is hard. $1 billion company, right? Look at this. Can't update the fucking thing. Jesus Christ. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, it doesn't work. Now it doesn't meetups, okay, what happened here? Yeah, we didn't do this yet, I suppose. So I guess we need to do it there as well. What is the time? 1 p.m. Leo, can you check in my calendar? Am I supposed to end the stream now? What did I put? Can you check the schedule, please? Just so I know if, I don't know for how long was I supposed to stream today. Can you check the schedule, please? Actually, I can do it as well, I guess, right? Let's go to schedule here. Like, I'm not, what the fuck did I do? How do I undo that? Okay. So let's go to the schedule. Am I supposed to? Oh no, I'm supposed to stream more, right? Until 1:30. Okay, cool. I guess so, yeah, right? Okay, cool. 45 minutes. Okay, cool. I see. All right. No problem. Thank you. All right, cool. Big good afternoon. Get this plane in. Where is this used? All right, so if we go to profile, meetups, let's see what else can we do today. Yeah, we'll need to fix this a little bit, but we're not going to do that today. But I think what we can still do is go to meetups and then over here, yeah. So let's go to meetups, views, and let's actually take a look how is this structured just while we're here. Meetups, new article. Yeah, there's so much stuff here that we should probably restructure at one point. Maybe I do it off stream or whatever, we'll see. Do we actually need this because of the lazy imports, I guess, right? I suppose so, but I don't think so. I think this should be fine, right? Yeah, okay, good. So that's fine. I actually do want to do that. Where is it? Profile. And maybe I'm just thinking now a little bit. Maybe I should kind of enforce some naming conventions that just makes it a little bit easier to travel around these files, because there's a lot of similar. So what if we would suffix these with views, profile view, or reset path, sync GitHub repositories. Yeah, a lot of these things. Yeah, I'll need to sit on my own with this. But now, actually, what I could do is if we go to meetups over here, so we have this meetup list. Yeah, this thing here, I guess we could restructure a little bit, right? So here we could use basically just our cards component, right? We can say cards, we can say, then basically we say cards, right, is equal to search results. We're just gonna map here. And then we'll move this from here, right? So we'll just say something like this. And then what do we have? We have, what does the card, did I import this? What the fuck is happening? Come on. All right, cool. Let me just comment this stuff out, just so we can see how this looks like. And yeah, here we're gonna say class name. We're gonna say, actually, yeah, never mind. We're gonna have to say columns 2. Then we're gonna say here gap 4 and the gap 8. Okay. Let me actually open up my API. Do I have the tags for so wait, is it meetup model meetup tags? Okay, so there are actually meetup tags, and I guess this is just a junction table. Meetup tags between meetup ID and a tag ID. Yeah. All right, so actually, so this is how we get it. So we're not using Redux store for this. That's okay. I'll just then meetup form profile meetups now. Where was this mutation that I did? Meetup list. Okay, meetup list. Ah, it's actually in the same file. What the heck? Okay, no problem. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to do this, that, and then I'm going to go to meetup list here. Get meetups over here, and then we're gonna pretty much do this, right? That should still work. Yeah. Is React that interprets anything? I'm not sure what do you mean, ISO. All right, fellas. Let's slowly round up. I had enough. I need to eat. It's 1 o'clock. I didn't have my breakfast yet. But before I go, I'll wait a minute or so to see if you guys need me anything. If you need me to answer any questions. If you have anything to ask, please do so now. I'm happy to give you a hand with anything you need. It's good to stream in the day. It's good to stream in the day, I can tell you that much for sure. You don't hear any music, Leo? There is music. Maybe it's just not loud. But my pleasure, guys. My pleasure. I'll stream tomorrow at the same time. Jesus Christ. 900. 9,000. Yeah. Okay, maybe it's not. Okay, we fix it tomorrow. Well, guys, thank you very much. I wish you best. Thank you for being here. And I'll catch you guys up tomorrow morning. All right. Have a great one. And peace out. And if you haven't already, please sign up and help me build this stuff. I would appreciate it very much. Peace out, everybody. I wish you guys best. Take care.